Namaste and welcome. It's good to see everyone here at Satsang today. Very nice. I hope your drive-in was good. And those that flew in, thank you for coming. It's very nice to have you here. So we have a question on a topic this morning. And the topic is that of free will. People are asking about free will. I imagine it has to do with, do we really have free will? Is that what that is being asked? Whose question was that? Okay. Okay, I know where we're going with this. As far as free will is concerned, yes, there is free will. Okay? But there are also consequences to actions. But you have the free will to either do the path or not do the path. When somebody comes up to you and wants to hand you drugs, you have the free will to accept them or not accept them. So yes, in fact, we do have free will. Okay? Everyone has free will. Doesn't mean you can do whatever you damn well please. That's not what we're talking about, free will. It means that yes, ego has choices. One comes in with prarabdha karma. There's karma that plays out, but within that karma you have choices you can make. Therefore you have free will. After realization, one can say in a way you have less free will. Because you just go with the flow of that God essence. Okay, there's no thought in there about free will. What comes is what comes, and one works with what comes, and it's quite fine. One is in at that point of still mind. So free will is only the concern of those who are within active mind. Okay? So yes, there is free will. There's absolutely free will. Doesn't mean that you're getting out of karma. You have the free will to walk up and kill a man, but you're going to pay the consequences of that action. So with free will carries with it the karmic repercussions of free will. Okay. This is what happened. You know, we'll go back to the biblical things of the Garden of Eden. What happened in the Garden of Eden? The story of the Garden of Eden was there was Adam and Eve, and they were in paradise, and they knew God. It said they walked with God daily. They knew this God essence. But then came this temptation, and what was it they wanted to know? I want knowledge. I want to know good from evil. Well, all they knew was good. So they wanted to experience the opposite. In other words, they wanted to go into duality. They wanted free will. They wanted to understand, to go into that. So they were allowed to go into that. And when they fell, that's what it's called, the fall. And when they fell, then they were incorporated into a corporeal body. So that even in the midst of their searching and discovering what this duality is, they were not constrained to remain in it forever. Therefore, they had the chance with each birth to come back into that alignment with that God essence. Okay? So yeah, people have free will. It was their choice. It was the choice of humanity, the choice of that consciousness to go into duality for a time, to know, to have the experience of what it is, something other than that perfection. And now that we've had all the experience of what it is to be out of that perfection, now we have the desire to go back to that perfection, and yes. So that's what the path is about. It's about unlearning all of these things that we've gathered and collected and wanted to experience. Okay? Nobody forces us to have these experiences. We draw them to us by our own actions. Karma is drawn to us by our own actions. our own interactions. We make the karma. We have the way to undo the karma by our actions within when these things come up. What is our action, reaction? What is our choice in the midst of it? Do we continue to make ongoing karma that we have to work through, negative patterns? Or are we going to get a wake-up call and finally stop that reactive type of mind? So the path is about coming to the still mind. When the mind is still, then we can see what's beyond mind. Mind generates action, so-called knowledge, duality, good and evil. When the mind is still, one goes back to that essence of God and understands that and is within that fully. And then the duality falls away. And then there's no longer chasing this, aka knowledge of good and evil, quote unquote, this knowledge. Okay? This is why it's said when St. John of the Cross said, I've entered into the unknowing beyond knowledge, that one's reached realization. Okay? It's not about learning your way there. Okay? No matter how wonderful the Vedanta is, you can't learn your way there. You're not going to get it intellectually. Okay? It's coming to that stillness of mind. Then the door opens. Then one can walk through, transit through. Okay? And the entrance to that is releasing of the ego, the death of the ego, which is not really a death, it's the dropping of illusion. Go ahead and stop, and then we have